Hey guys, Louis Sinibaldi here with the SCE24 controller. We are going to start Reaper right now and show you what the feedback process is, what we have so far for the feedback process is. So it's going to start up Reaper, and then you'll see the screens on the unit cycle through a bunch of items, which doesn't need to do. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But then you'll see that the screens are actually reflecting what's on the project. So for example, track 1, I'm going to call it guitar 01, and you'll see it update on the controller. I'm having issues with some characters, so for example, guitar underscore 02, and the underscore is showing up as a W. Then we'll do guitar dash 03, and the dash or the negative sign is coming up as a J for some reason. Drum overhead. And right now I'm just limiting the names, so you see that it cut off drum overhead. Right now it's my file is incorrect. It's limiting the text to 10 characters when in fact that top line over here can do 16 characters. So I need to fix that so it gives you the full 16. But in any case, you see that it says guitar 1, guitar 1, guitar 2, guitar 2, guitar 3, drum overhead. And then now if I touch the first track, which had some cents, you see the cents mapped out on the top, and this one only has 7 cents. So you see guitar 1 going to guitar 02, guitar 1 going to guitar 03, guitar 1 going to drums overheads, guitar 1 going to track 5, guitar 1 going to track 6, guitar 1 going to track 7. Oh, I touched something else. So that's working correctly. And then when I move this, you see that the numbers are changing on the screen. Hopefully you can see that. J is for negative again. We need to fix that. I'm not sure why there's a K after the number. We need to fix that. And right now, even though on the screen you can see 5.7, 4.93, 4.59, and that's I'm talking about over here. Those numbers can change when I move the encoder. Well, on the screen is only showing 5 for like whole numbers. It's not doing the 0.24. So I need to figure out how to do that. And then this is going to affect the pan. So if you look over here, you see that it's changing, and the pan numbers are whole numbers, so that's totally okay. And on this screen, it's showing a 0 to 6, and 0 is the negative. If I go to the positive, it takes away the 0. So again, that 0 should be a negative sign, and we need to figure out how to do that. But that's working. So this is just as before, selecting the screens, and you see when I select one that the cents go away. If I select one which has cents, the cents show up. I believe the 2 had some cents. No, I can't remember which other track had some cents. Maybe none of them did. Maybe if I go to 9, no, this project doesn't have any more cents. But if I were to, for example, I'm on track 9 over here. If I were to go to track, oh, I don't have a number, great. Okay, track 9, and I went to send it to track 10. It would send it there. So now if I go back to track 9, it should put it up here. And again, this is not, this should be track 9, track 10, track 11, track 12, and so on and so forth. It looks like when the tracks don't have a name, like for example, track 13 doesn't have a name. Here on the screen, it is showing track 13, 14, 15, and 16, even though those haven't been given a name. So it knows to at least number the tracks, which is great. And then if I go back to 9, you see that track 9 is going to track 10. So let's go back to the first tracks and touch track 1, which has all the send. So this is doing the pans. And maybe I should indicate on my zone file above that is doing pans. And maybe the track name should be above, and then where it says guitars, it could say pan. And this is showing the gain. So it goes up to 12, I think is the maximum that you can move up your fader to, and negative it can go down to infinity. Here it shows up at negative 150, I believe. Yeah, negative 150. So that's all working, and all of these are working, if you see that. So we still have to change some things, fix some things with the negatives, the underscores. Those kind of characters need to show up correctly. And I also need to see why at the beginning it loads up a bunch of things before it loads up the information that it needs. And also the background on these items, which is the gray. If you look at the gray boxes here, normally they should be blank. And I'm not sure if CSI is sending a default color when there is no color identified. But we need to make that black. But that's where we are so far. We're making a lot of progress here, and we're going to be starting the Ring LED firmware right now with my programmer, and then we'll get Jeff to implement that. And then I just need to talk to Jeff and my programmer to fix some of the issues right now, but we're getting close to all the screens working with the text items. Then we'll be able to do the bar items and the different items that are here. But it's looking pretty good. I'm excited. Thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays, and stay safe out there during this pandemic.